All right. Well, we've got everybody back. Thanks for folks for sticking with us through the break. We're going to get back to King of the Cats. Just real quick before we do, I want to give a shout out to some folks who contributed cat names to us for this episode. This is a kind of thing I'm going to do for each of our one shots. I'll find some way to work people fans of our Twitter or Facebook site in. I'm always going to post something on Facebook that says like, hey, help me come up with such and such for the game. This time it was cat names. And I want to just call out some of the people who've contributed names. Nuraz4 contributed the Scratches to Paw name, which I love.
That's such a good name.
It's such a good name. An old college professor of mine, Candace Reynolds, actually told me that her cats are named Whiskey and Rye. So I took that. She said that for the game. We have my aunt actually came up with Mulligan, which is for the king cat. And then I had to use this name. A friend of mine on Facebook, who's also a fan of Alignment May Vary, actually met him through Lone Wolf, which is another Facebook endeavor we've done. Me and Morgan have played some Lone Wolf together. You can check it out on her YouTube channel. The tragic end, yes, of Lone Wolf. Guy Welsh is his name, and he came up with Danny John Jules. So that name was from him. And then finally, Robert Kenzie gave me a whole list of names for the Congress of Cats, which was so extensive. I only ended up pulling Aberforth in. But there's like 24 names on there for cats. So if anybody had ever asked about like, hey, what's that cat's name? I had a list ready for you guys. Robert had me covered. So thank you, Robert Kenzie, for that.
Sorry, I played such a dumb character that I wouldn't have thought to ask the names of cats.
I still brought in Aberforth because I love the idea of an Aberforth cat, a big white fluffy cat carrying your purse of gold. All right, we're going to jump back in here. So the big question was, where to next? Are we heading to the Carnival?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
listening to the maggots that were in my head.
We're following the bugs.
Great. The Carnival, I'm very excited for. So let's pull up the Carnival here. Just got to get this going. You guys travel again with scratches to paws. He leads you. He's your stalwart guide in the city tonight now, and he leads you across the city towards the carnival. He's kind of excited. He's like, yes, I do love a good carnival. What a wonderous thing it is to be able to just be human and ride the rides and see the sideshows. I am sad that I haven't been able to do such things in my time.
It's overrated. Very expensive. Don't do any of the...
All the games are a sham.
Yeah, don't do any of the games.
Is this really? The games are a sham?
They're rigged.
He says, well, I guess that explains why... But wait, why does everybody always seem so happy then when they're at the carnival? They're always smiling and laughing.
I think it's the food.
They're drunk.
That makes more sense then. Okay, I'm beginning to understand. You humans base so much entertainment around your intoxications, your poisoning of yourself. And he sort of looks at Dax's shoulder as where the meat was sitting recently, as he says this.
Dax is kind of ignoring it. He's just like, games are stupid.
He will tell you as you guys, so you'll learn from scratches as you approach. Like the Clockwork Carnival was actually established just a few years ago to help showcase and promote Neverwinter's revitalized clockwork industry. It opens at sundown every evening, and it's situated near the river between the Blue Lake and Tower districts. Although only a recent innovation, it has deservedly become famous throughout the North. And actually, it's a pretty big attraction. Like the main attractions are like a dozen clockwork rides, including a big wheel, 2 carousels, several clockwork trains and trolleys, and there's a giant clockwork gondola that sort of dominates the central part of this carnival. There's like all sorts of funky things. Like as you come in, like there's coming up to you is like this clockwork animatronic, like just giant possum that just walks up to you and is like, hello and welcome to the carnival. Have a good time. Would you like to sing with me?
Daxon takes out his great axe.
No, we're good. Thanks.
And as soon as you take out your great axe, you notice like these half ogres, kind of like the same size as Danny John Jules, just kind of like walking around. They're wearing tuxedos, and they kind of like look over at you and like start talking to each other, like pointing you out. Like,
Jack, put away the axe. We don't need to fight this one.
Oh, all right.
And as soon as you put a
Going to live in my nightmares forever.
Yeah.
As soon as you put away your axe, the animatronic possum just grabs you in a big bear hug, Dak, and just goes, "I love you too, and it won't let go. It's just stuck there with you locked in.
I am getting very angry.
I look at the half ogres and I'm like, little help. Do you want your clockwork thing broken? Because
and one of the half ogres just stomps over and says, "What'd you do to the clockwork attraction?"
it hugged my friend.
He says, "Oh, it gets stuck in that sometimes. Hold on." And he just slams it on the head with like a meaty fist, and he goes, "Love you too as well, much." Nah. And then it just lets go and starts looking for other people, and it finds some children and starts running after them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Werewolf.
that's nightmare fodder.
Let's go find this gnome quickly.
And the ogre says, "Oh, you're looking for something."
Baylink Spark Needle, if you know where they be.
He says, "Oh yeah, Baylink. He runs the he runs part of the sideshow alley over there. He's like, I'll take you over there."
Alrighty.
So he brings you to this place called, known collectively as Sideshow Alley. And it's kind of like this row of tents. And each attraction really is its own like 10-foot square striped tent with a crudely painted sign outside. And you can notice that there are 5 different tents here. And each tent has like a different gnome sitting in front of it. Like all of them looking a little bit like worn down. Well, some of them are looking more worn up. Some are very enthusiastic. It kind of depends on which one you reach. And you can see each sign says what the attraction is and also says a price, which is two coppers. 2 coppers per person. And it's 100 coppers, I believe, for a gold piece. Maybe I'm wrong on that. I think it's, let's see, coppers to gold pieces. That is, 100 coppers makes one gold piece. So, you have the money. You can kind of look at these signs. I'm going to list them out for you, and then you can kind of decide where you want to go. So there is, there's a sign that says the giant gorilla, and it's got this like it's painted in the shape of this like angry gorilla raising its arms. There's also one that says the world's ugliest boy, and it's got just a sad face next to it.
Oh, it's not a mirror.
Yeah. One of the gnomes says, "That's clever, sir. That's very clever." That's funny. That's inspiration. You guys get 1 inspiration die for this for that. There's one sign is just, it doesn't say anything, but it's definitely like a mermaid. Like it's just clear from the shape of the side. It's a mermaid. One sign says the mysterious will-o-wisp. And then one sign, which is covered in chains, says the chain devil.
Did anyone see
And actually, I'm thinking maybe we should turn to the chat and ask where they should go, which one they should go in first. I'll post the list in the chat. And you guys can chime in.
So Dak, Dax stares at the will-o-wisp and goes, "Is that you?" And looks at Willow.
No, I am out here.
But it says Willow.
Yeah, the different type of willow. Thank you.
I see a vote for the Will-O-Wisp. So we're gonna and a second vote for the Chain Devil. So we've got our order here. We've got Will-O-Wisp and Chain Devil coming up.
Sorry, I'm really confused because my pencil has completely magically vanished. So okay.
Is it on your chair?
Why do you only have one?
We have to stop the podcast.
Yeah, I gotta find my pencil, guys. No, it's fine. Keep going. Keep going.
We must stop immediately and get a pencil.
No,
I'm going to come over.
Pencil, so I don't
Stay
know.
there. I'll be over in 45 minutes.
Okay.
I have a pencil.
All right, thank you.
We're all going to drive to Morgan's house to help her find her pencil.
I mean,
All right.
I have a pen, but
Will-O-Wisp has gotten the vote. So Dak, you're so enticed by the Will-O-Wisp that you just start walking towards it, and the others are forced to follow to keep up. Dak, it's the gnome who corrected who gave you a thumbs up for your cleverness. And he says yes, he's like the clever man comes. He kind of stares at you for a minute, and he goes, "You also look kind of familiar, like really familiar." Well,
he's just got one of those human I look at him kind of eye level because we're both small folk, and I'm like, nah, he's got one of those human faces, like you see him 100 times a day.
He says that I guess that must be it. He says, well, anyways, friends, you are about to encounter the mysterious and unnerving Will-O-the-Wisp. This creature haunts battlefields and other places of great tragedy, whispering words of despair and hopelessness in an ancient and forgotten tongue. In a few minutes, the Will-O-Wisp will appear, if you will come inside and pay 6 copper pieces.
Yeah. I'm looking for Blandon Sparklefoot.
It says... is that the name of a Will-O-Wisp?
I actually don't remember the name, so I decided I'd just lean into it.
No, let's we want to see Bailing Spark Needle, but we'll look at this Will-O-Wisp first.
It says Bailing Spark Needle. Oh yes, he's in one. He's running one of the attractions. Maybe is in here. 6 coppers to find out.
All right, I'm going to retroactively say that I made change as soon as I realized we were going to the carnival.
so we're not like, can you break a gold piece?
Yeah, so I'm not just going around like flashing gold pieces.
All right. Yeah, you made change. Yeah, there was a change animatronic at the start of the thing. You put in your gold piece and it goes.
It was the possum. I was doing that while it was hugging Dak.
That's why it was stuck there.
Yeah,
because it
was processing the gold coin.
It was counting out money out of its ass. It was just pouring change out from under the tail.
Osric, as we're walking away, is like, "Yeah, sorry, it got stuck counting," and Dax just like, "Okay, yeah, I understand that."
So he takes 6 copper pieces from you, and he like takes his top hat off. He's like a picture, a tiny little gnome in like a very long, fluted. A coat with a big full top hat. He just puts the money in a top hat and
does
puts
it have
back
like
on.
cattail coattail
like
thing?
A frock coat with tails.
Exactly. It's like a tails, and the hat is a hat of holding. So he just puts the money in it, and it's like a bag of holding.
God, I would pay so much money to have a hat of holding. Forget a bag of holding. I could do a lot with a hat of holding.
Gnomes, man. So as you guys enter, you enter a dark. It's like pitch black in here.
I see pretty clearly.
Yeah, okay, you can see it. And he says, he goes, "Be warned, friends. The Will-O-Wisp's words have been known to cause people to be overcome with desolation. Some even have killed themselves after meeting this creature. If you begin to feel strange, even a little bit, please leave the tent at once." Oh no, it's coming. And he like starts cowering. 3 strange lights form in the middle of the tent. And they're just sort of bobbing up and down gently. The light seems like actually like really weird and blurred and like tough to look about. Like you're kind of trying to see past it. And you hear like a weird echoing whisper come through the room saying,
I have an extra language. Can I speak whatever language it's speaking?
You know from your study of language that this is absolutely this is not a normal, this is like gibberish.
Okay.
It sounds very creepy, but it's gibberish. You can tell from your language studies.
And can I see anything in the gloom, like a speaker or a light projector or anything like that?
Give me a wisdom check at advantage.
20, dirty 20.
Yeah. Before Osric does, I want Dak and Willow to also give me wisdom checks.
Okay.
Just straight up wisdom?
Yep.
10.
7.
7. Dak and Willow, you guys start like you're terrified. Like Willow, you actually believe these are real will-o-wisps, and like how dare they let something so dangerous free in a tent? Like you're all gonna die. And Dak, you're just like
I pull my great axe out, thinking, "Oh, we're about to get attacked."
And the gnome says, "They really got to stop letting people have weapons in here."
I pat Dak on the arm, saying, "No, this isn't a time to fight. Don't worry, it's fake. I promise."
And you can see, Osric, there are like some lanterns that have been like cleverly painted to be like tough to see even with dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're just painted to blend in. And they're tied to strings, with like a crystal casing that like distorts the light.
Yeah,
and you could also hear like the voice is like not coming directly from these lanterns, but like the you look down at the gnome and he's got his hands over his mouth. And he's making the voice. He's like,
I look at him and I'm like, nice. Is that ventriloquism or is that magic you got going on?
Who pulls out his hand. He's so surprised, and he goes, "That is not, I mean, no, that is the voice of the will-o-wisp that you hear. Spooky."
Right. So has Baylink checked in on you recently, or should we
he says,
your other attractions?
He says, well, he runs some of the attractions. I thought he might be running this one. I'm never sure. I don't keep track of such things. I'm not the manager. You'd have to ask around. Get out of here! The will-o-wisp. I have to put them. I mean, they're. I need to capture them. Go. He like shoos you out. He's like pushing you out, Dax, by your like thigh.
Yeah, and I'm like, that didn't look like Willow at all. That's stupid.
Maybe the chain devil will be more your thing. Let's go check that one out.
It's just gonna be something with chains on it. I'm calling this now.
It's gonna be like a devil puppet, but like instead of strings, it's got chains.
The Barker here is way different. This gnome Barker looks like just beat down. He's like, "Welcome to the amazing carnival with the chain devils. Big surprises inside. Scary stuff. Be 6 copper if you want to see the chain devil."
Here's the 6 copper.
Thank you so much.
I'll
put that in.
Name? Tell him what we're looking for.
Have you seen Baylink around anywhere?
He just looks up at you with just like tired eyes. And is like, Baylink. I might be working this attraction. 6 copper to find out.
I paid the 6 copper and we go in.
Oh, so did you? I don't remember. I don't remember getting 6 copper. 6 copper.
Totally did.
I told
No, I don't see it. He just stares at you.
But we're going in. Just like walk in.
He's like, no, can't do that. Okay, fine. And he gets up. He gets up and follows you in, like, and you come into the tent, and there's like this dramatic, like, whoosh, like an explosion, and like the tent goes red on the inside. You can see this like chalk circle on the floor with a pentagram drawn within it. And the red light is coming from these candles that are standing at each of the points, burning with just bright red, unnaturally red flame. And standing in the midst of the pentagram is a tall, muscular figure, your size, Dak, just big figure. And he's wrapped all around with chains, and the face is hidden by a veil of just like delicate chains, but like large, inhuman eyes are occasionally just peer out at you. And a number of loose chains they terminate in wicked hooks are attached to the creature's hands, and he like rattles his chains at you, and it's actually you're not sure, it's pretty good. Like this looks like actually a chain devil, like exactly what you've depicted.
Like the summoning circle.
Absolutely.
Yay. 17.
17. Like you actually like bend down to like just carefully, because if this is a summoning circle, you break it, it'll be like released. And you're like looking at it, and as you're looking at it, the dwarf enters and goes, "Behold the chain devil, one of the most dangerous and awe-inspiring creatures in the multiverse. Known as the Kaitar in their native tongue, they're loathed and feared by all the 9 hells. This particular specimen's ancient beyond the reckoning of mortals. It was present at the beginning of the Blood Wars. In its own universe, this guy is pretty scary. Oh no, don't touch that, ma'am. You'll release the chain devil." And you can tell it's like, this is not a chain. In fact, you're looking up at it, and the chain devil's roaring, and you're like, Danny John Jules? And you can tell he's got an ice pack under the chain on his nuts.
Yay!
Like he says, and he's like, "Oh, I'm the chain. You guys? Hey, you guys?
Hey,
What are
Danny.
you doing here?"
We're looking for a gnome named Baylink. You seen him around anywhere?
He's like, "Baylink? Oh yeah, Baylink doesn't live. He's not working the carnival tonight. He's over at his cottage in Mulberry Place in the Blue Lake District." And the gnome goes, "Please refrain from talking to the chain devil. It upsets their delicate composition. They might break free and kill us all." And he says, I know these guys. I love these guys.
That kind of goes like, yeah, he's pretty good at hurting you.
I say thanks, Danny. Sorry about earlier, and I toss him a couple silver pieces.
And as you do that, he steps forward to catch him, and like it wipes, so like one of his chains like drags across the pentagram, and the lights like start like the room, like the tent starts billowing and shaking, and the gnome says, "Oh no, you've broken the chalk circle. The chain devil is now free. He's gonna murder us all. We should let's run."
I immediately look at Dak and I'm like, I promise it's still just Danny, not a chain devil. Keep the axe where it is.
No, like he's like, "Oh no, yeah, we've already fought. Yeah, I know this guy. It's okay."
and Danny's jumping around and like shaking the chains and like waving his like junk at you, and you're like, and the gnome's like, "Behold the mighty chain dance."
This is the one that like Dak is like clapping along with. He's like, "Yay!"
Yeah. Chad earlier was like, "This is the weirdest first date I've ever seen with our first encounter with him, and this is the second date apparently." It's going well.
He says, "Third date's a charm."
All right, let's go to Mulberry Place. I'm assuming Scratches can lead the way.
You guys exit the tent, and you see suddenly you realize like there is everybody give me perception checks.
I see nothing.
Oh, it was gonna be a 13, but instead it was a 5, so I got an 8.
6.
3.
So none of you notice. You're just kind of like casually leaving the carnival when you hear a bunch of little voices shout out, "There they are! They're the ones who killed Wizdork!"
Guys, we should move quickly. We should run.
You all turn around to see a bunch of gnomes, like coming at you, and like they've got like they're holding up like a wanted poster of like wanted for gnome bait.
Kill him! He got
I
attacked
assure
by an
you all,
owlbear.
the owlbear did the killing.
They look very angry and upset.
Yeah,
But
let's run.
they're still quite a ways away.
Time to run.
Yeah, let's run.
And Scratches is kind of like Scratches has disappeared. Scratches is like he disappeared sometime, and you don't know where he went. He ran after one of the attractions.
Can I make a history check to see if I know the area well enough to find us a hiding place from a mob of angry gnomes?
Yeah, let's make some chase checks.
Maybe a second floor awning or something.
I like this. We'll start with this. Everybody make chase checks. So you're all running. Let's see, Osric, you're trying to use your knowledge to kind of to guess the area, right?
Yeah.
All right, and Willow, what's special about your fleeing? What's your fleeing style?
Investigation. Can I use that to kind of we're looking for ways to lose them?
Ways to lose them. I'll let you do it without proficiency. I'll let you just make an intelligence check. And Dak, what's your special flight?
All right, I'm just gonna apologize right now. So, wait for this. My perception was 3. I didn't see what was going on. I didn't notice that you guys were talking about we need to run until you guys were basically like, let's just run, right? And so I was like, oh, to get there faster. And I just start running full speed, using all of my athletics to get myself going. So I am just running as fast as I can without even really thinking about it.
Booking it. All right. First, let's start with Dak. Dak, you roll a athletics check.
I got a crit 20.
Okay. This is how this plays out. Osric, you're like, shit, where can we hide? Where can we go in the city? You're racking your brains. Okay, is there anyone who will, can we make it back to the Congress of Cats? What can we do? Willow, you're looking around, where can I hide? Can I get inside the possum suit? Is it a suit? Can we do this? And suddenly both of you are just lifted and slung over Dak's shoulders as he just books it, just kicks open the gate of as he runs past, one of the animatronic possum runs out. He's like, "No, please!" And he just kicks it in the face, and that thing falls down and just starts sitting on the ground. The ogre guards are chasing after you, and Dak doesn't care. He just busts through the gates of the carnival. You don't even have to make a chase. You guys flee.
Awesome. Take it.
And the best part is, I don't think I'm fleeing. I think I'm running to get to our next location faster, but I'm too stupid to realize I don't know where I'm supposed to be going.
So Osric, you start calling out directions, realizing that that's not going to put you down.
Yeah.
And after a while,
which is hard because I'm upside down and backwards. So I'm like, oh shit, it was that street. Take the next left. Oh shit, we overshot. 2 rights and then another left.
After a while, you're running and charging. When you hear when you hear a voice, finally, it's the first thing, Dak, that you hear that really actually gives you pause. And it says hey, you can hide in here. And it's coming from this alley.
So I'm the one that heard this?
Yeah, you're the one who hears it. It kind of you almost think maybe it's give me an intelligence check.
Oh boy.
It's one of the maggots.
Okay, so it's a 3.
Yep. So you think it's Osric. You think it's Osric telling you to hide.
Yeah. So wait, no. I stop and go. Why are we hiding? But I just go in.
So you run into this like alley, and as soon as you get there, like the alley dead ends. It just dead ends at just a solid wall, like not climbable wall.
I don't think this is where we're supposed to go, Dak. Can you put us down, maybe?
Yeah, I put him down. I'm like, but you're the one who told me to go into this alley and hide for some reason.
And that's when you hear the scuttle of claws on the stone alley behind you, and a voice says, "No, that was me. I don't know how you got confused about that, but doesn't matter. You're here now."
And who would you be?
You turn around to see 5 huge, like dog-like creatures. They're like wolf-like in appearance, but much shaggier, much bigger. They fill the alleyway. They're the size of like small horses, and they are otherwise dog-like. And you are aware that these are wargs. You've even fought wargs before in the wild. Like a warg almost took off Willow's arm a couple months ago, and you guys only escaped because Dak stuffed your other gnome guide into its mouth instead.
We have a really bad track record with gnomes.
Really, really bad track record with gnomes. The wargs stride forward, and the lead one says, "I have been wanting to talk to you for some time."
Okay, so talk.
Yeah, we're here. I mean, you got us cornered.
He says, "My name is Ungrulf, Lord of the Wargs. My spies tell me you are looking for the Cat King."
Yes. Apparently he's gone missing, and if we don't find him tonight, your treaty might be bad. And a street prophet told us that possibly that could lead to the city being in flames, which isn't good for anybody, I think.
He says, "Well, we don't trust the cats, and we don't trust their henchmen, which means we don't trust you."
Not a henchman, not a hench person. Just doing a job to get paid.
And Dak or Willow, do you guys have anything to say to this?
No.
Sounds good to me.
And suddenly you notice there's like this lead wolf that has stepped forward. You notice there is something like moving in his hair, like at the top of his head.
What's moving in his hair?
Yeah, you kind of like look a little closer, and you notice that there is a rabbit sitting on top of his head.
A rabbit.
Yep, a rabbit. And the rabbit.
It's a really weird night.
The rabbit says. The rabbit looks at you all, and says in the voice that's been talking to you, "Just know that I have my eye on you. Me and my wargs are gonna be watching for you. Don't make any trouble, and stay out of the business of beasts. It's not for humankind or dwarf kind."
Didn't you guys sign a treaty?
And the bunny steps forward at this point and goes, and his voice changes. He's like, "Listen, I spent like 3 years studying your common tongue. You have so many different like variations and words that mean different things. It's really confusing. And now there's all this stuff like if I say certain words, it'll be really it doesn't mean what I think it means." He's like, just give me a break here. Give me a break.
I will give you a break if you help us find Baylink, Spark Needle in Mulberry Place.
Since it sounds like you already know what he is. You literally said, help me find him at this place where he is.
Well, help me.
Wow, what an amazing thing. I guess you have a mastery of the language, too.
Dak steps up and goes, look, can you get us to where Bangling Sprinkletoots is or not?
And he just looks at you and he's like, I do feel a little kinship. We all have the same problem, it seems. I don't know the language. You don't know how to speak. And you say things, but they don't make a lot of sense. He looks at you, Willow, and he's like, what's your, now I got to come up with another moniker for you. This is hard. And he's thinking, he's like, what's ugly face. Ugly face. What's your that's less offensive, right? Ugly face. What's your language problem? I'm really bonding here.
I'm listening to you talk.
Oh.
He's like,
not the right thing to say.
He kind of narrows his rabbit eyes and says, well then, I suppose that's the end of our friendship.
But not our friendship, right? Like, we're still cool.
And all the wargs start growling. And they say, you think a fight's about to break out, and then they go, stay out of the business of beasts. And they walk out of the alley.
Cool. That was super helpful.
So Dak turns and goes, well, good job, ugly face. You messed things up.
I look at Willow and I kind of like wink a little and I say, sorry, but I feel like that name's going to stick around a minute.
She just stomps out of there. She's just out of this aisle. She hates it. She wants to be moved. Where are we going? She stomps out and then turns around back and is like, where the hell are we going?
Mulberry Place.
To find Bingling Sprinkle Nuts.
Yeah. Let's figure out where that is. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh my god.
All right. So you guys start heading. You actually know where this is.
Yeah.
Osric. And you notice you have not seen Scratches again. Scratches to Paw is disappeared. But do give me a just a quick roll. I want a roll of perception.
No. To who?
For Osric, because he's the one really leading you.
Okay.
14.
14. Let me make a roll here. Yeah, you notice they're not you're walking along towards Mulberry Place, but suddenly there's a loud clatter and clash behind you, and you instantly turn because you're on edge, and you notice that a trash can has been knocked over and fallen onto the trash can, or maybe coming out of it, or you're not quite sure how this happened, but they knocked over this trash can. Are two cats that you recognize, and they go, I think they haven't seen us yet. Let's just keep hiding back here.
Whiskey and rye.
We're just piles of trash.
Guys,
Look at us.
Let's just pretend we don't see them. See what they're up to. Maybe
know what?
There's stranger things afoot.
I'm going to say Dak probably didn't even notice.
They got a 4, or 2. They got a 2 on stealth.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to roll to see if I even noticed. I got a 2. I got a 2.
Well, they probably have a plus. They have a +2 to stealth, so I think you failed to see them.
I probably, yeah.
Yep.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So I'm like, Whiskey and Rye are right behind us. Let's just.
No, in fact, they're hiding behind Dak. They're hiding right behind Dak.
Then I just don't say anything.
Still don't notice.
Let's just keep going. Must have been the wind.
Yeah, and Dak's like, what are you talking about? Must have been what?
Don't you worry, you pretty little head there, Dak.
Alright.
Come on, let's go. Ugly face.
Oh
with
my
us.
god, I'm going to murder you.
You
in your
guys keep
sleep.
moving, and the cats keep hiding behind you, Dak. And like Osric and Willow are very aware of it, but Dak, you're not aware of it at all. They're just like they're talking the whole time. Yeah, you just got to stay behind him. You got to put like when he walks, you got to walk. And like I see, like get right there. Like look, they're doing a good job of this. Doing a good job. I know. I do like this. I think we've gotten better. And yeah, we're gonna find the king of the cats. We're gonna jump in and take the glory. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, they'll never suspect a thing. No, they're not gonna know a thing about it.
Willow's gonna message Osric and be like, "Oh well, at least they're not like trying to thwart us intentionally."
Right? Maybe their running commentary will let another clue slip.
You guys reach at last, and it is very late at night now. You reach Mulberry Lane, Mulberry Cottage, and it is a tiny, like it is not tiny, but it's a small, cute little home. Let's call it that. It's like a 1-story, just cute little tucked in amongst these other buildings. There is a window out front and a door. It's just a little bit smaller. Like the windows are pretty large. The door is actually kind of small. And you remember, like this is a gnome's home. So it's not tiny like gnome sized, but it's definitely shaped a little smaller.
Osric should go first, considering he'd probably be less intimidating.
I knock on the door.
Osric just walks up and knocks on the door, and the door opens, and there's kind of this like very like severe looking face peering out at you, and it's like a very tall man in a very small house. And he just says, yeah.
Yeah. We're here to see Baylink Sparkneedle.
Baylink isn't seeing any visitors tonight.
Yeah, it feels very strange.
I'm afraid we must. It's urgent business.
Oh, in that case. And he closes the door. And you hear it lock.
I do not know not.
I look at the two cats and I'm like, hey, Whiskey, Rye, you know how to break into places?
Oh, crikey. So you think he spotted us? No, just stay quiet. Maybe he won't see you.
I'm looking right at you.
Oh, here we are. Oh, we just showed up here just like you did. Yep.
Any chance you could break into this place for us? Maybe help us with some clues. Maybe help you guys find the king of the cats.
They say, well, he says, let's go. You know, I think he kind of looks. There's like some ivy on the wall. He's like, I think we could easily. Can you guys climb? We could climb up that, and we could get in through the uppers. Get in through the uppers, as they say.
Do the vines look sturdy enough that we could actually climb them?
Yeah, depending on how you roll. But yeah,
I say give it a shot.
I can help lift people up. I'm strong.
All right.
What is climbing stat? What would we have to roll for that?
That's a strength athletics thing.
Oh God, no.
So the cats are like, oh, this sounds like a great idea. Yeah, I think we have them sometimes, and they jump up onto the roof, just like they're not even waiting for you. They just like boop 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 boop. They're up.
I don't have rope. That's an interesting thing.
You didn't grab an adventuring satchel?
No, I grabbed the priest pack because that
you used the rope to tie up Wizdork before you left him for the owlbears.
I feel like I thought we just kind of ran faster than him.
Yeah, we're not monsters. Please, John.
I mean, look, this is the story that I heard from like the public. This is the one I read in the Neverwinter Gazetteer. Was that some rope was found on the scene? What really happened, Osric, is you dropped it while you guys were running away, but like it was found on the scene with your fingerprints all over it. and like splatters of gnome blood. So they think they're pretty sure you did this.
Right.
That's why they were coming after us. I see.
All right, Osric.
Does Dak have rope? Because he could climb up and then just pull us up on a rope.
I do have rope. I have an
All right,
explorer
Dak,
check.
go ahead and make your athletics check then. See if you can climb up.
24.
Oh yeah, Dak, you're like, it's ridiculous. Like the cats jump up on like, they're like, hey, just put your foot here, and then you've got to step on this wee lantern here, and this little foot here, and you actually follow them. Like you're just like lightly, like just like doop, 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 like walk your way up, and you're like, cool, that was pretty
That was
easy.
really easy. I just lower my rope and I'm like, yeah, grab onto it, and I just pull
And
them up.
the two cats, Whiskey and Rye, high five you.
Wait, I think I can do that too. I rolled a 9.
Osric, you try to go for it, you run and take like a jump like Dak did, and you crash through the window.
Well, that's
Fair
one way to
enough,
break
that'll
in.
Okay,
I kind of lean out the window. I'm like, don't follow me.
So he does this like as Dak is pulling Willow up. Like, so Willow's like being lifted past it, and she's just like, no, keep going. We'll find another way in.
So Willow and Dak, you're on the roof, and there's like a skylight that looks down into this area, and so you can kind of see what's going on. Osric, you slam through a glass window. I'm going to give you some bludgeoning damage for that. That is 3 bludgeoning damage, maybe some piercing damage in there too.
Great.
And you crash, and you're like the scene in front of you is that you're in this room that's like just it's covered in furniture, shelves, bookcases, tables, rugs. I put a couple of the things on the map here. There's a couple, we can zoom in a little bit. There's a couple tables on the rug there and a little desk in the back. Behind the desk is a just kind of a dark skinned gnome with like some kind of tufty hair. Looks pretty young, but like just big wide eyes of surprise as you break through the window. I
stand up and I brush glass off of myself and say, "Well, I did say the meeting was."
You also see 2 cats. And with the 2 cats are on either table. One is, you recognize, it's Scratches to paw. The other cat is a big orange tabby. And in between them, holding them by a leash, each one of them, is the rat lord, the rat boss. And they all just sort of look at you, Osric, like mouths agape as you break through the window.
Yeah. I stand up, I brush myself off, and I say, "Well, I did tell your doorman that I had an urgent meeting." And I look at Scratches and say, "Scratches or persnickety?"
And he says, No, I am Scratches. Yes, I am Scratches. You're not supposed to be here. And the other cat yells out. He says, "Don't listen to him. He's trying to take my throne."
I had a feeling. Yeah.
I'm Morligan, the king cat. And and the rat boss just smacks the king cat. He goes, "Oh!" and he falls over. And she says, "This does leave us with a bit of a problem, Baelink." She turns to the gnome and says, "Baelink, now we've got these adventurers here."
Just me. My other adventurers actually got caught by a mob of angry gnomes. Had to leave them, unfortunately. I just, I didn't realize we were this close to figuring out whatever this is. Maybe you could supervillain monologue for I don't know, 30 seconds.
And
then I also kind of like I'm kind of like trying to like, because I see the skylight, so I'm like trying to gesture up without letting them know, like trying to get Willow to like message me.
Can I message through without line of sight?
So you have line of sight with the skylight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have line of sight. Yep. You can message down to him.
Okay, then, I'll ask, what the hell's going on? Because we can't hear. I'm assuming we can't hear through it.
I'm trying to figure that out. I'm trying to figure that out. Give me... Wait for them to make a move. When they do, come down. Make sure Dak does it the hard way.
Oh, Dak's ready. Dak's ready. Dak's already kind of like, you know what? That was a good idea. Jump through the window, and there's one right in front of me. He's like thinking about it.
Willow's asking, because we've got the two cats on the roof with us. Is that the cat we're looking for? Is that your king?
You're asking Osric?
Rye and
Whiskey and Rye.
Oh, yes, those cats. Yes, you say they go. Oh, yeah, that's our glorious king. He was voted most precious fur, like at least 2 weeks in the running. I don't know. It's hard to know past like 3 days. It's really tough with cats that way. Really nice joke. Really nice joke.
Seems like there's some backstabbing happening.
Osric, you asked for a supervillain monologue, and Scratches goes, oh, I'm always happy to do a supervillain monologue, but sadly it's just really not much to tell. He's like, the king needs to be gone for 3 nights. We made sure he was. If he doesn't return tonight, then the Congress will have to find a new king, and it just so happens I'm in line.
Yeah.
I have a really bad idea.
I don't feel like that's okay. I mean,
he says, why not? He says, this old fool wanted to change the natural order of things. Put peoples together who don't belong together. He's getting very uncomfortably like some racial tensions going on here that you're not super down with.
I'm not super comfortable with that.
He's talking dogs and cats don't belong. He goes on kind of a long-winded like dogs and cats don't belong together. Dogs and cats, like the dog.
Okay, no, I get it.
He's like, no. I want to keep going, and he keeps going, even though you're like, oh, I've already heard this.
I have a really bad idea.
Finally, the rat boss is like, yeah. What's your idea, Willow?
No, I'm not. It's not ready quite yet, but
okay.
I have a very bad idea.
While you're waiting, the rat boss finally just kind of cuts him off. She's like, yes. She's like, yeah, we've heard it all. I know. It's the old battles. It's fine, whatever. She's like, can we just get on with this? Like, what are we gonna do about Mr. Dwarf here? He doesn't look so chuffed by your speech. So I don't think your powers of persuasion are working, Scratches. And Scratches is like, well, that's because I haven't gotten to my key point. You see, it's very simple. You are a mercenary, Osric, and I am your employer. I now propose that I shall double your fee, 200 gold pieces. All you need to do is turn around and leave now. If you refuse to leave, the consequences will be most unfortunate. And anyways, you wouldn't want to mess up yet another job, would you?
Give me just a moment with that, and I
grab his head and start thinking mightily.
I make a, I go like I'm praying, and I actually do pray a quick prayer to Salune for a little bit of guidance, if what would be the course she would like to see me take. I also message Willow, and I'm like, so do we want 200 gold instead of 100? Because all we have to do is not fight these guys.
Yeah, but I would like to not have the entire city burn down around us.
Oh, right. Prophecy.
Yeah, that little bit.
Sorry, I missed having bread for, a month. Got distracted by the gold coins.
They're watching you just kind of like do your prayer, and finally the rat boss is like, okay, yeah, you've been devout enough. Can you be devout in somebody else's home?
No, actually, I can be devout in someone else's home, and then I just kind of shrink my armors into my shield and
Dax,
hammer
you
into
jump in the skylight now?
my arms, and I'm like, but I am gonna have to leave with that cat.
And
can I ask a question?
Yep.
Is the skylight directly over the rat boss?
It is directly over Scratches.
He's a bad guy now. You can take him out.
Yeah, you can kill Scratches.
I jump through the skylight while raging
All right.
and land on Scratches.
All right. Go ahead and make it like a. We're gonna have it make an attack roll using your athletics.
Athletics?
Yeah, that's your attack.
Okay. 22.
So Scratches is like the master race of cats will rise up. Nothing will stop. He just gets crushed underneath Dak's massive body, and you just hear like a squeak. And the table breaks as well. I'm going to say you take no damage, Dax, because you are planning that. So you shatter through the table, and the rat boss is like, "What the hell?" And all hell breaks loose. Whiskey and Rye bolt. They leave the roof. Everybody roll initiative.
Forgot to give somebody advantage that time.
19.
14.
Non-crit 20.
All right. I'm going to actually put us on initiative on the map here. So let me do this. Mulligan is knocked out. Bailing is not fighting. But there are several other things going on. Willow, there we go. Oh,
So we've got 2 obvious enemies left, and then the cat.
Go ahead and put yourselves on this for initiatives. Yeah, you've got just the the rat boss and there's another guy I have to put on. Hold up.
It's up. There. That's weird.
There is somebody who has a 21 for initiative. And that person is going to go first. And that person is the butler.
No, we forgot about the butler.
Stepping out of the shadows, Osric, is the tall man, and he goes, "Would you like to ride the ride?"
Oh,
and
no.
he's like an animatronic, you realize, from the carnival, who's been repurposed as a butler, and he grabs you and lifts you up, and then says in that voice, "There will be no entry." And he's gonna try to hold you. So let's make a contested strength check.
Ooh. 12.
He got a 23.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So yeah, he has you grappled, and he starts to just squeeze you and he goes hug. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. But you are grappled. All right, goes to Dak.
I attack the rat boss that's right in front of me.
All right. Go ahead and make a attack roll.
22.
You strike the rat boss and roll some damage.
13. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. 15, because I add +2 to my bonus damage. Yay.
Yeah, you strike the rat boss, and as you hit her you have your axe.
Yeah.
It cuts away like clothes and skin, and it all kind of comes off. with your axe in like a weird like mess. And underneath are just like thousands of rats. And they all start spreading all throughout the room.
So she was just a pile of rats the entire time?
She was a rat queen.
Oh, what?
That is a lot of rats.
And it is
Sorry, my really bad plan is actually going to happen now. I'm sorry in advance, guys.
It needs to happen.
all right. Yeah, it goes to Willow.
Yeah, I'm going to cast grease, like right on the floor on all of that.
Oh. Oh. Is this a two-part plan?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
So Willow, you're up on the skylight still,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So you just cast the grease, just covers the home.
yep,
All right.
yep.
And it goes
So
to...
everybody has to pass a dex saving throw or they fall prone.
All right.
I'm
Awesome.
grappled by the big guy, so I don't have to make
You're
a dex
fine.
check, right? Because my feet aren't on the ground.
Okay. I'm going to make one roll for them and one for the butler. So all the rats fail. They all just like, all the swarms are just... Well, wait, I don't think they could be prone. They're rat swarms. Let me see here.
Oh, well, if they can't be prone, then
But they can be covered in grease.
that just makes them harder to grab.
Oh, okay. I thought the second part of this plan was to set everything on fire.
I don't have any fire abilities. Actually, wait, no, I do. But that would kill everybody in the room, and I'm not really sure that's a good idea.
We could potentially survive.
You have to let me know these plans so I can do something with this.
All right. Well, they're coated in grease. Everything's really, really greasy. The butler does fall. Like the animatronics, like the grease just clogs his works, and he's like, hog.
Is he greasy enough for me to like?
Yeah, you just slip out of his thing,
Yay,
and he
worked!
starts spitting gold coins around the room. Like they just start like gold coins are just rolling everywhere.
I'll grab him later.
All right, it goes to Osric.
All right.
Let's get out of here.
Yeah, well, if you guys have a torch, you can do that, because I have a plan in my part 2. We'll see how that goes.
What's the king doing?
King is unconscious on the table. He got knocked out.
From what?
The rat boss
She
hit him.
slapped him.
Oh.
I raised my warhammer, which has engraved on it 2 eyes with 7 stars around them, the symbol of Selune, and I channel divinity. The room, actually, yeah, it's probably just the room at the moment, fills with a soft blue light, and I have Twilight Sanctuary active for 1 minute. Twilight Sanctuary lets me, as an action, present holy symbol. 30-foot radius is filled with dim light and sphere that moves with me and lasts 1 minute or until I'm incapacitated.
Okay, so you've lit up the area.
Yes, and any creature that ends its turn in the sphere, I can choose to grant temporary hit points equal to 1d6 plus my cleric level, and end 1 effect on it, causing it to be charmed or frightened.
Okay, cool. So you're boosting your party in this house.
Yes.
All right.
And it's the end of my turn, so I'm going to get 1d6 plus 2 temporary hit points. I got 3 temporary hit points.
All
Rolled a
right.
1.
Yes, I did. It's kind
You've
of been
rolling terribly.
I've been rolling like a level 2 character.
Yeah.
So a bunch of stuff happens. First of all, the gnome behind the desk, he's like, all of my beautiful things. He's like, a gnome kind will hate you all forever. Because like you've just covered his whole house in
It'll
grease.
disappear in 1 minute.
They already
1
do.
minute. It's fine.
He's like, it's really triggering his OCD. He's really freaking out here. And he's like, I can't handle this. And he's trying to like grab like his books and like clean them off, but they're slipping out of his hands and landing in more grease. And he's just like screaming. the corner. The door to the back room bursts open, and the three rat-like thugs from before rush in. They're going to try to grab the king cat and run. But I am going to make
saves.
I'm going to make dex saves. They both rolled 2s. So everybody falls. They just fucking come in, kick open the door, and they just slide. Like, yeah, they're just in this mess of rats.
Slide.
At the same time, the butler is oh no, it's not his turn yet. It's the all these rat swarms. So, one of these rat swarms climbs up on you, Dak. It actually gets on top of you.
I'm pretty slick right now. I'm covered in grease.
Let's see if it can do it. I'm gonna give it a.
This is where the dex save comes in. Whether or not they can like.
Let's see if they can climb up there. They do save that. That is a 20.
No.
So this one swarm gets up on you. So it's like you're covered in rats here, and they're going to try to bite you. That is an 8. So they do not bite you. There's another swarm that crawls up on, going to try to crawl up on you, Osric. That is, they make it 15, and they try to bite you with an 11. That fails.
Yeah.
That's not it for the swarms. The rest are like moving in to try to like overwhelm you. When you guys hear, hang on in there, and bursting through the window comes Johnny Jules. Johnny Jules still wearing his chain devil stuff.
Yes.
He seems a little perturbed. Like he's gonna rush through the window and he sees it's already broken, and he's like, "Oh damn, that's not gonna work!" And he crashes through the door instead to break down the door. And he is standing just. Let's see. I have a.
When he storms in, I point at the unconscious cat and I say, "Grab that tabby and run."
Yeah, and he goes, "Sure thing, boss," and slips in the fucking grease and just face plants into the pile of rat swarm. He just absolutely fails, pips it, and is just in the rats, and they're all over him. And he's like, "Oh gods, whoa gods," and right, you see that like rushing in after him is Whiskey. He's like, "Yeah, I brought him for you. I brought your friend." Oh, where's it go? Where's your friend? I don't see your friend. All right. The butler thing is trying to mess with you, Osric. He opens his mouth and just a rocket of gold coins just start flying at you. But like some of it's like fake gold coins. Like people have clearly been like plugging him with like, you know, tin and shit like that. Pebbles. This fails. He gets a 10.
Yeah.
So you just hold up your shield and it's like ting 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 ting. All right, Dak, it is your turn.
I grab the Cat King.
Make a dex check. He's really slippery.
19.
19. You just scoop him up in your arms like a football.
And is Osric right by the window?
Yeah.
Can I run into him and try to push him out the window?
Yeah, sure. Rats are going to try to like grab you as you go. So it'll be a bunch of attacks of opportunity. And then you're going to just try to like manhandle him out the window.
Yep. I'm basically, because I'm holding the cat and I'm just going to basically like try to like body check us all through the window.
Where's Johnny, by the way?
Johnny is covered in rats.
No, he's just in the middle there.
He's like under this rat pile here.
Johnny also got 3 temporary HP.
Thanks. I'm going to need that in a minute. I can feel them in my everything.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is a
God.
yeah,
an athletics check.
It's an athletics check.
Yep.
So because it's a strength check, I get advantage?
No.
I'm raging.
Oh, you're raging. That's right. Go for it.
22.
22. All right, I'm going to see how many of these rats. There's a few things going on. Oh shit! All 3 rat swarms hit you.
All right, that might
so
take me down.
You just get bit a bunch. So if you don't get taken down, this will work. Let's see how much it does.
Are they doing piercing, bludgeoning, or slashing?
It is piercing damage.
All right, so go ahead and add it all up and then divide by half.
All right.
Or divide each attack by half?
Well, that's probably a better idea.
Yeah, this is faster. We're gonna go. You get 8 damage after that division.
I'm down.
You have a temporary.
Are you down? So.
Oh yeah, because I didn't get any temporary HP.
Yeah.
Wait, but you will at the end of your turn.
I don't think Temp will wake him up.
No.
All right, so this is great though. You grab the cat and go to like charge into Osric, and you get pulled down into a swarm of rats. But like Mulligan goes flying out of your arms towards Osric. Osric, I need you to make a dexterity save.
Can I use our inspiration, guys?
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 6.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
Go ahead.
There we go. That's a dirty 20.
Nice. So you and the butler animatronic both go reaching for the mulligan, and like at first like he like gets in front of you, and then inspiration strikes you. Tell me how inspiration strikes you.
Oh, he like gets in front of me and he's super tall. So he's got super long legs. So I just like kind of like slide a little bit like on my knees. Like through his legs just enough to catch the cat and then like pitch myself back towards the window.
Nice. So you've got the cat in your arms right now. You have the cat.
It's Willow's turn.
It is Willow's turn.
Well, crap. I can't set things on fire because we've got 2 allies in there.
It's all
Yeah,
right.
you should.
It'll just be like I had spicy food.
It's fine. I've got one more here.
Oh, wait. I got temporary. Never mind.
I can't tell where I stop and the rats begin.
Yeah, so I can. Well, you guys kind of took my plan away from me because I was going to run in there. I have Expeditious Retreat. And I was going to grab the cat and bail. But you have the cat now, so I guess I could do Chromatic Orb with fire and just burn everything.
Do that. Do that.
You want me to do it?
Wait, what's the damage roll on Chromatic Orb again?
It's 3d8 damage.
That might kill me.
You could delay it and see if
Wait
that
till
like
Osric can get out of there?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck.
All right, so you're ready in your action
I'm ready to...
until Osric leaves. All right, Osric, it's your turn. That butler is just like turned to you. It looks like he's gonna try to like smash you as you get out of here.
I'm going to disengage as an action.
All right.
And move.
You can just run out the front door. It is open.
Yeah, I'm going to run out the front door.
I want you to make a dexterity save. The cat is really slippery.
So is the floor.
Yeah, give me disadvantage on this because both things are slippery.
That's 7.
So you make it out, you run out, like you're disengaged, you're dodging shit. It's like football, you're just like dodging all around, and you get outside, you're like, yeah, and you realize you don't have the cat.
As a bonus action, I yelled at Dak. I'm like, wake up! You got work to do. And he gets a healing word for 3 hit points.
Dak, you wake up, Mulligan is on your face.
Cool.
I
He
also got
landed there.
3 temporary hit points.
All right.
Wait, how many temporary hit points do I get?
You didn't get any yet because you were unconscious the first time. I just keep rolling 1 on my d6.
These guys are like, the rat swarm is just like losing it. They're covered in grease. Like they're losing their shit and slipping all over the place. And you hear Johnny be like, oh, nothing in my mouth. Oh God.
Get out there, Johnny.
Please. That doesn't fit up there. And I'm talking about my nose. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so you were in my mouth again. And these 2 rats or these 3 rat like guys see the cat like just bobbing above this wave of rats, and they're like trying to like get there. I'm gonna make dex saves for them. Oh, they all get it.
Damn.
That is high. So they get to you, Dak, and they're like yoink and grab the cat out of your slippery hands. Oh, well,
Wait,
you don't have it yet.
They have to make a check to.
It's on his face. It's on his
But
face.
the cat is covered in grease.
Cat is covered in grease, and you've made us check everything.
Oh,
you don't get to sit there and play two different rules.
I thought you said a strength check.
No.
I'm like, you don't actually have it in your hands yet.
No,
Yeah.
Dex, I didn't say anything.
All right, they grab it, and they completely fail, and the cat goes flying across the room and lands on the gnome. And the gnome is like, I don't want this. It's furry and ugly and covered in grease. He's like, my books.
Get out of the room. Take the cat with you.
It goes to the butler, who's just trying to like wade through the. Well, actually, he's still after you, Osric. He really likes you, so he comes for you and is just going to try to smash you in the face. He rolls a 13, so he's missing. He like knocks himself on the door frame trying to get through it, and is just reaching through it with one hand. But he is blocking that door.
Did he do a dex save for the grease?
He did. He made the save on that.
Cool.
17.
Damn.
Though it looks funny because his legs are all kicking back and forth and like sliding all over the place as he's standing up. It goes to Dak.
There's no way I can move through all of these rats. I keep getting killed. I don't know what to do.
Disengage.
The rats are you can disengage and try to grab the cat.
All right, I'm gonna try that. Am I still raging? Because I went unconscious.
I don't think so. No, you've lost your rage.
You lose it. What do you? Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna be like, oh hell no, and rage again. And disengage and just beeline it for the gnome
You have a
and
couple
the
of
cat.
options. A couple of options to get through these rats. You can either athletics it, just chucking them out of the way as you go, or you can acrobatics it, trying to like step on them and ride the tide.
Athletics.
All right.
I'm going to brute force it.
All right. You'll take a bite or two maybe as you do it.
Crit 20.
Never
20.
mind. You take no bite. You just start. It just looks like the way. It's like Moses parting the wave of rats. Like you just put your arms into them and lift.
The rage, like part of the sea.
And as you part the sea, Johnny's lying there, and he's like, "Oh man." He's like, "Thanks for doing that. That was pretty awful there for a minute."
Yeah, did he get a turn? I feel like we.
Yeah, he was spared.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and he got 7 temporary hit points.
Johnny did.
Yes.
He's like, I feel great, and he's actually gonna jump up and be like, I'm going with you, boss. Let's do
grab
this.
the cat and get out the door.
Yeah, I grabbed the gnome and the cat because I'm like,
really trying to chuck this.
Give me a dex save.
Okay.
2 dex saves. One for the gnome, one for the cat.
Non-crit 20 and non-crit 20. I rolled 2 18s in a row. All right, this is cool.
Nice. And Johnny sees that you're grabbing things. You're over here in the corner, like with the swarm.
Yep.
There's a window right by you.
I jumped through it.
So, yeah, go ahead and make an athletics check. One last athletics check.
This is a advantage because I'm still and a crit 20. There you go.
Nice. All right, so you grab these guys and just bust through the window.
All of my rage was for this moment.
Is Johnny out at the door too, or is he? Did he go with?
He's following with me.
What you see is like, no, Johnny's not out yet, but it's totally okay. You're like, you probably can't wait any longer.
I gotta do
You gotta
this.
do it. So Willow, what do you do?
Yeah, chromatic orb, fire element, 3d8 damage, grease fire.
You throw it in. And
it's like this tiny little ball of like fire that just like shoom.
Oh, and it's really tiny. It just goes thoo, and then whoa, the whole house just like explodes.
I might take some fall damage. I'm on the roof. This might be bad.
Yeah, you get blown off the roof. You're gonna take I only have 7 fire damage.
Ow.
And 6 falling damage. 13 damage.
Well, I'm unconscious.
So Willow just gets blown off the roof, fully just like unconscious, lands on the ground, and is just out.
I look over at her and tap her, and you spare the dying.
Yay!
A moment later, Johnny leaps through the window, and he's like, "I'm on fire!" And he's like, and you see, he says, "We were grabbing guys, right? I saw you grabbing guys. I grabbed these," and attached to like his hooks are 2 of the rats, the rat people, and he's just stuffed his hooks through their chest and like lifts them out. He's like, "I brought them for you, friend." And then he looks behind him and goes, "I'm still on fire." Starts beating his fire with those things.
Those hooks are really useful for grabbing.
He's like, "I know. It's the dance of the chain devil." And he starts doing his dance. He's like,
which spreads the fire that's probably burning on him right now.
Oh my god.
You notice most of the fire is actually on rats that are still clinging to his back. And like as they fall off, they're just going to die and the fire's going out. So he's out. Suddenly running down the street is you hear like, "Hang on there." And it's the wargs. The wargs are coming. And in fact, on their head is both the rabbit, and then like pushing the rabbit aside is like Rye, who's like, "Yeah, the wargs are coming. Wargs are coming. Yeah, I didn't steal that from Tolkien or nothing. That's my own thing. The wargs are coming. They're not eagles, and it's clever." And then they arrive and they're like. They like surround you, Dak, because you've got the king in your arms, and they say, "Give him room, give him room." It's like, is he alive?
I have no idea. I'm grabbing his body. I have no idea what state he's in. So Dak's just kind of like,
We're gonna make a fate check. This is a special rule. I for those who play D&D, this is a rule I came up with that we use in our games a lot. If I don't know what's going to happen, or if I want to leave something up to luck and not just me creating a story element, I will roll a D10, and then I have the player roll a D10 as well. And then if they beat me, it's something good. If they don't beat me, it's something bad. And then if they beat me by like a lot, it's a better thing. If they lose by a lot, it's a worse thing. So it adds just an element of unpredictability. Feel free to steal that for your own games. I actually find it works really well. It takes it for those big moments where you're like, you don't want to just make an arbitrary call.
It's killed 2 of our characters, but in a good way.
When you're not the characters.
I will say I rolled pretty high on this one.
All right, who's rolling?
Yeah, why don't you, Dak? You've got him in your arms.
You've got the cat.
8.
I rolled a 10. So he's not dead because you didn't like lose by a lot. But that was a hard roll too. But he is. You can tell he's hurt and unconscious. He's gonna need some healing like now.
All I have is spare the dying.
I mean, it's kind of like a healing spell. The work says he's like that sounds kind of like healing. I guess
it'll keep him from getting worse.
I scritch behind his ears and I say, "Blessed Selene, save this king of the cats, that his people and this city may not descend into the fire we just..." And
Selene like everything freezes around you, Osric. And Selene herself like walks like towards you, and she's like, "This is like the 4th time you've woken me up tonight." She's like, and one of those times,
It's nighttime. You should be out, isn't it?
don't tell me my job.
Fair. My
Stop
apologies.
sassing the goddess.
This has screwed us so bad, Osric.
Sorry, I'm not used to getting visited this much. I mean, you talked to me twice in one night. I've been your follower and a cleric of your order for years. Twice in one night? Come on. Like,
she looks at you and says, "Years?"
Yeah.
Hold on. And she pulls out a little book and she like starts like checking through the book. She's like, "Oh shit." So I thought I've only been paying attention to you for like the last 3 hours.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Oh, that hurts.
I'm glad you didn't see the Owlbear incident.
That hurts.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm going to give this one to you because that's on me. I don't usually say that, and don't spread that. When you're spreading my word, don't spread that word. But this one's my bad.
Lips are sealed on that one.
All right. You know what? I'm going to grant you like a wish, basically, because I need to make up for some lost time. So, yeah, I'm going to give you kind of like a wish power here. What do you want to do with this?
I know this is a little small, but can I wish for this cat to be alive and healthy and make sure this weird beast treaty happens?
Absolutely. One black cat coming back to life right now.
No. The tabby one, the king cat.
Oh, this one. This one.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Wait. Is the other cat she was focusing on like smeared on my boots or something? Because I squished it.
You can't see him. He's literally blasted in the smithereens by a fireball. If we must be exact, he's at a burnt, charred spot where there once was a table and there once was a cat, but now there's just soot. She points at away from the soot pile and points at the orange cat and goes, "All right, cool. Wish granted." And time starts again, and Mulligan gives a cute little mew. And everybody goes, "He's alive!" And the warg the bunny starts dancing, and he hugs Rye, and he looks at you. Well, you're not ugly face. It's like you've got very nice, like whatever that is in your hair. I'm sure it's your thing.
Does she still have hair? She just got blown by fire.
Oh yeah, let's roll a fate die. I got a 7.
Oh no. Where's a D10? Where's a D8? There we go.
I feel like this is gonna bode well for you. I have lots of high hope for this. Come on, roll a 1.
3.
Yes, he goes, what I mean to say is you had lovely hair before. What it is your hair is there, but as soon as you lift up your head, the hair stays
I'm still
behind.
unconscious.
Well, I kind of figured because it was all like,
this is even better then.
So as soon as like the fire blows her away, like the hair just bursts into flames.
Then we'll change this. He says, "You have lovely golden hair and it's just fire, but also you're unconscious." So he's talking to your unconscious body. So he takes that as like a thumbs up, and he's like, "Cool, all is forgiven." And he says, he turns to you guys and says, "Well," he's like, I was being serious before. You really shouldn't meddle in the affairs of beasts, but I think what I'll do is I'm going to give you some gold we've got here because I know you guys like gold." So he chucks 150 gold at you guys. Plus, you end up finding like about 200 more gold pieces from all the coins that the butler comes stumbling out of the fire and just rips in half, and gold coins just spill everywhere. Finally, Mulligan has words for you. He says, "Oh, I'm so happy that you saved me, and this was a very good thing. Listen, however, if you ever need help from cats, all you have to do is find the nearest cat and ask for its assistance. But don't tell anybody we speak, because we're probably not going to ever be talking to you again, and we won't back up your story if you tell anybody all this happened. But thank you so much for everything you've done. The cats will, like I said, You can always count on us cats to help you, though we won't back you up in a court of law. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna go pass out now. And he passes out. The wargs carry him off, and true to his word, none of the other cats say anything to you. Ryan Whiskey is sort of like give you one last high five, Dak, and then give you a mew. And you only hear one thing as they walk off, and Rye sort of like shoulders the Whiskey and goes like, "He was the best hiding place we ever had." And he goes, "Yeah, that was a good hiding place. Yeah, I like that one." And then they disappear down the alley, and that
Tucker,
is.
If you ever play Dak again, you need to have Whiskey and Rye be like animal companions. Even if they don't talk, they just like always hang out in your shadow.
Yes.
And with that, you are left standing in front of burning wreckage with Johnny, who's like, "Well, I'm not the smartest guy on the block, but I think that I probably shouldn't be here in like 5 minutes when the fire gnomes arrive."
Oh, yeah, we should all leave before the gnomes arrive. But before you leave us, and I toss him one of the pouches of like 50 gold.
He's like, oh my, he's like, wow, with this I can leave Neverwinter and open up that bakery I always wanted to do.
I mean, if that's your thing, I mean, you're a pretty good fighter. You could always hang out with us.
He looks up and says,
"We do have a position open, and it seems like we can't fill it with gnomes anymore." So
he looks up and says, "Nope, I'm off to start my chain of restaurants." And he rattles his chains.
Oh.
And with that pun,
Luna, that hurts.
With that pun, he leaves.
Terrible.
And I think that pun is a good place to end the game for today.
Sounds good.
Good job, guys.
Oh,
We blew up a building.
Well,
I'm glad my crazy, insane plan worked, actually.
I do love to do. I love after every session. Our group always does a thing. We chat about something we liked, a favorite moment. So I want to just go down the list. Morganite, a favorite moment for you?
I think maybe like the recognition of like Johnny working at the as the chain devil was just kind of pretty great, and like this whole like weird friendship we struck up with him after almost murdering him before. Yeah, just his whole arc through this was great.
It's hard to beat Johnny's arc. Like Johnny had the best character arc
by far
in the entire one shot.
A favorite moment for you then, Osric, other than that?
I really liked Dak jumping, like us thinking, okay, we've got this brilliant plan, and Dak like leaping down and squishing Scratch, and then once the grease hit, like just it turning into slapstick.
I totally picked that spell as like a gag because I was like, I don't think I'm gonna have a chance to use this, but why the heck not? I'm just gonna grab something goofy. I'm so glad I did.
I love when those random spells that like I'm never gonna use this, and then you're like, oh, this is the perfect time to use that.
Yeah, you literally turned it into like a silent movie like moment. Like that was a very classic like.
Everyone's falling on their butts and more enemies arrived to fall on their butts. I was like, this is perfect. This is exactly how I wanted this to go.
And Dak, a favorite moment for you?
Okay, I'm gonna throw it back to the Oracle because that started us on this path of things just going like talking cat. Okay, that's weird, but this is D&D, right? So like talking animals isn't that weird. But her just randomly greasing someone's hair and then handing like a hunk of rotten meat that I was able to communicate with.
I'm gonna be honest,
oracular meat.
It made me feel like we were in like the like Theron version of Neil Gaiman's Neverwhere.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the talking garbage. The garbage lady is an oracle that like has prophetic meat, and like I'm sure if Willow survived till the morning with that shit in her hair, it would have turned beautiful.
It would have.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Your
supposed
hair-
to stay on all day.
So
That was going to be my planned ending.
it's
Was
gonna
that
be
you
a-
wake up and you have gorgeous hair.
You have a perfect shine of a bald head.
Now you just have bald head. Yes.
Maybe it'll grow out really pretty. You know, whatever it does.
it's just gonna grow out fire.
Oh, that'd be cool. She can,
That would
she
be
can
awesome.
work with that.
That would be awesome.
I will say that one of the most enjoyable moments for me was getting to play a very just downtrodden carnival barker. That was probably
fun.
that was the incredibly enjoyable, and I didn't get
please
tired of that.
don't touch that. No.
But
See you give me the 6 cup. Fine, I'll just follow you in, I guess. Whatever.
I love getting to play those kind of characters. Just ridiculous. We all have met one or thought of one or been one in our lives. I also want to thank everybody on the chat for joining us. If you enjoyed this, we are going to do more of them. Right now, probably one a month. I like I said, there's some really cool guest DMs who want to do some in the future. We also might play games other than D&D. They won't all be like, some will be dark, some will be funny, some will be goofy. We'll mix it up so that we get different styles, and you don't know what to expect. But if you enjoyed this, keep checking us out.
Yeah, make sure you follow the Twitch channel, and we also have a Twitter link as well, and we'll update on all those locations.
And Facebook is also a really good place to keep up with us. I know that a lot of Facebook groups, it's like you don't want to join because you just get blasted with messages. We actually don't post like stuff unless we have stuff to tell you. So jump on and again, that's also where I often ask questions like, "Hey, we're setting up our next game. I need some ideas. Throw out names. Throw out other things that we'll use." So each game will have something like that. So. And there is a Patreon. Black Mamba reminds us of our own Patreon.
Yes,
Thank you. There's a lot of projects that we do on Alignment May Vary. If you haven't caught us before,
links are down below.
Links are down below. We have a website, alignmentmayvary.com. We've done podcasts. We have the Bestiary coming back. That is a podcast that we're going to be running on the regular. And we'll be doing more of these games. And there's modules. I highly recommend go over to DM's Guild and check out some of the modules we've written. If you also enjoyed this, because they are zany in their own right too. There is a module about owlbears that enter a horse race, and the players have to deal with that. There is a module that's actually not funny. There's a dark module on there called Under the Skin. It would say it again.
One of my favorites.
I play tested it with these guys. I have the new version out, which is fully redone, which I actually need to play test with you guys.
We should do it again because Stalker hasn't actually played it.
That's true. Ooh, that'd be a blast. Okay, yeah, so that's a fun one. Maybe we'll do that for one of our channels here. And then I worked Robert Kenzie, who's actually in the chat tonight. Worked on. He allowed me the honor of working with him on a 5th edition update of his Tomb of Hajamoth, which is an incredible campaign that was previously only available in 3rd edition and now is in 5th edition. And I highly, highly recommend you check it out if you're looking for a game to run or play. It's just awesome, and it's you get a lot for. It
was an impressive campaign for sure.
And it's a very well put together update on the module.
So thanks again, everybody, and we hope to see you again.
Yeah, night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
See you next time. Bye.